Good morning, happy Tuesday. Here's your English session for today. Can you notice that there are two things different today? So the first is I'm in my new office, which consists of a chair, which is here, time sat on, and a really tiny desk because I'm trying to squeeze myself into a really small space. So my room has kind of turned around so you can see like my shelf and my fridge and stuff. And also I've got my contact lenses in today, so that's a bit different. I'm actually recording this on Sunday. We're having a lot of extensive work done on our house. So I'm having to record at weekends and late into the evening, which is not ideal. But we're all working under some quite difficult conditions at the moment, aren't we? Anyway, let's get on with the English. Enough about me. So here's our English planning session. So today we're going to be basically taking everything that we've been working on last week and putting it into a coherent plan for when we do our writing later in the week. So I've got some examples just to show you. We'll go from the current slide like we normally do. Okay, so it's our English planning session. So today we're going to plan our writing. What planning is not is writing, like what I see a lot of children do is write the whole thing out in full sentences on the plan. Look, I've got a typo there. That's ironic, isn't it? So don't write out in full sentences. You don't need capital letters. You don't need full stop. It's just like a kind of brain dump. But equally, this shouldn't be like a 2-minute, oh, that'll do kind of job, especially when you're at home, and that's really tempting. What I really want you to focus on is about creating this mood of happiness and calmness that we've been focusing on. That is the focus of the piece. Forget about your semicolons and stuff like that. Your focus is on your mood and your adjectives to create your mood. So you're going to use everything that we worked on last week. So have handy your word map, the one we did where we crossed out the words that we didn't like, your senses map, your metaphor and your simile planning. All of that is going to feed into your planning today. So I give you permission, if you don't like this, to go off piece. If you've got another better idea, you can do it. But this is the structure that I'm suggesting you focus on. Remember, we're going to focus on the mood, and it is a setting description. It is not a story. So what I don't want is a story about a beach. I want a setting description about a beach. And remember, we are aiming for quality rather than quantity here. Your piece should not be more than 20 sentences. At all, which sounds really weird because it sounds really short, but actually each sentence I want to be very carefully thought out, edited and improved properly. What I don't want is someone to say, oh, but look, I've produced 2 pages and you haven't thought out your adjectives properly. So the real focus on the quality. So how are we going to plan? So not incomplete sentences, like I said, you've got 3 choices. There's a planning worksheet directly underneath this video. You can print it off and write directly on it if you're really lucky. You can type directly onto the planning sheet in Word if you want to. Remember to save it because you'll need it for the rest of the week. Don't type it and then not save it. Or you can copy the planning sheet and ideas out and write it out by hand. I would suggest that 1 and 3 are the best options because swapping between screens all the time is a real faff. So if you've got something in front of you, I personally think it's much easier. And I personally wouldn't stick this into anything. I would just have it loose. You can stick it in later in the week. Okay, so this is my suggested structure. So this is the structure that's in the planning sheet. I would suggest in paragraph 1, you describe your journey to the beach. Paragraph 2 is going to be your real big paragraph in the middle where you describe the beach. Paragraph 3 is going to focus on a tiny detail and perhaps tell a really simple mini story. I'll explain it as we go along. And then I want you to end really strong with a good detail. Okay, so paragraph 1 is going to be your journey to the beach. Let's hope this works. So if I escape out of this and then here is what you should see. So this should be your Word document. So paragraph 1 is going to be your journey to the beach. So one snappy 1-word opener to set the mood. So what I would personally like, the one that I used was daybreak because I was thinking about sunrise or sunrise, something like that. What I want is like one really snappy word to open your setting description. Then how will you travel to the beach? So in my one that I did, I walked. But walked is a bit of a boring word, so I'm going to say I strolled because that's a bit better. Remember, you've got thesaurus.com to help you here. Other things, maybe on a horse, maybe, I don't know, on a yacht, maybe something like that. Not the motorbike. Motorbike isn't tranquil. Maybe a seaplane. Something like that. But you really want that. You don't want to arrive on a jet ski. That isn't tranquil. That's not helpful. So what's the weather like? So sunny, maybe. Easy. So literally just one word, but I want it really, really well thought out. What time of year is this? It's always really, really nice on in Goa. So it could be August. It could be my birthday. It could be Christmas Day. You know, just one thing. Remember to fill out these boxes here. So use your planning sheets. What I want is one metaphor, one simile, and 3 really great adjectives to enhance the mood for each paragraph in these boxes. So, for example, my planned simile can be sunrise, arrived, like a dream. But come up with something better than that in that planned simile box. So that is just how you're going to do that. So obviously it's not going to be masses, but I want it to be really well thought out. That is the point of all of this. Okay, so let's go for our second paragraph from here. So describing the beach is going to be the part where you really, really show off everything you worked on last week. So all those adjectives you planned, all those metaphors and similes, all those senses, really make it your best. And then you're just going to do that. See, it's annoying swapping between screens in your second box here. So this is describing the beach. So I'm going to go with a senses-based approach to mine. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So smell, I liked coconut oil in there. Taste, the vanilla swirling in air. Like so. So just like little chunks, not full sentences there. Again, remember your metaphor, your simile, and your adjectives over here. And then paragraph 3, I want you to really focus on a small detail. So in my waggle is about the jet ski approaching and being reunited with my nephew. You don't have to go for that. It can be an animal, it can be a tree, it can be a person. Aim to tell like a really mini story in 2 or 3 sentences. Keep it really simple. So something like a cormorant bird diving to get a fish. So you're going to describe maybe seeing a cormorant bird fly in, dive, pick up a nice silvery minnow, and then fly off again. So that's going to be 4 sentences, but it's going to tell like a little mini story. And then end your story on a really nice detail to wrap up your work. So maybe the sun could set behind the horizon, something like that. So a really, really nice detail that's just going to finish off for you. I hope all of this makes sense. Hopefully it should. Any questions, just ask. Please send in your planning sheets if you would like to. Hopefully it's nice and straightforward for you, and then we'll get writing. Where are we? We'll get writing tomorrow, and we're just literally going to take it like we do in class, paragraph by paragraph, edit, improve as we go. So we'll write over 3 days and then have a further editing session on the end, and then it'll be nearly half term, which is crazy, isn't it? Thank you for listening. Hope it all works out really well for you. Bye for now.